This is a big soap opera style story that's been going on about this franchise.
Yes, it has, and I think it has sort of a fitting end here with the largest price, as far as we can tell, that has ever been paid for a sports franchise in the world.
And that is
$2 billion.
$2 billion.
And a little. So $2 billion and change. About $2 billion. The whole value of everything that was sold was $2.3 billion. In terms of cash in the pocket of the owner, Frank McCourt, it's $2.15 billion.
Now, did I also read in your story this is a 100% cash offer?
Essentially, that may I would imagine they will be paying back some loans, but in terms of money to Frank McCourt that he's going to receive when this closes, he will receive every dime of it.
And another big surprise, at least to me reading this, is that Magic Johnson was leading this group of people that ended up winning the auction.
Well, the owners felt what they really needed in order to clinch this bid was a real local face that was going to convince the sellers of the team and Major League Baseball that this was the right this was the right group. They thought it was going to be very competitive. I will tell you that even if they hadn't had Magic Johnson with a $2 billion offer for this thing, they were going to get the team.
So how long's the honeymoon? I mean, the courts were such a disaster as an ownership group. How long does this ownership group, where every fan is just happy they're out, anyone, as long I could buy them and they'd be happy, and here we have them. How long is the honeymoon going to be for this new ownership group?
You would say certainly through the spring, probably into the summer. This is not a very bad team. That's the thing. People think, oh, it's a disaster. They actually had the best record in baseball just about down the stretch last year. They have the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner in Clayton Kershaw, probably baseball's best all-around player right now in Matt Kemp. They don't have that much else. They're filling in the holes. They'll probably be good a long time before the Mets are good, I'll tell you that much.
And if Frank McCourt, I understand, is involved in some sort of real estate deal that's going on with this, so he's not totally out of the picture,
He wanted to stay involved in the land, in the land aspect of the team. He's a developer, and there's 270 acres surrounding the ballpark in Chavez Ravine. He sees a future for that when the real estate market comes back, and he wants to be a part of it.
And it's interesting, too, I was reading about the process of this. There were some other entities that were bidding as well, and they kind of put in what they thought were starting bids. Yeah. But then this group, led by Magic Johnson, came in so high initially that they said, you know what, we're not even going to go back and get a second, kind of see if you can match it, that kind of thing. It was wrapped up pretty quickly. Is that unusual for something like this?
What is unusual is that there was a fair amount of disinformation that was being put out yesterday that this auction was going to take place on Wednesday. In essence, what had really, after Major League Baseball had approved the three owners, so whoever won would get approval. But essentially what had happened is they had asked for starting numbers yesterday morning, and the Magic Johnson, Mark Walter, who's the chief executive of Guggenheim Properties, their bid was so high, it essentially just took it off the table. You get a $2 billion offer, there's really no reason to go back to the other bidders and say, can you give me an extra 50 cents here and there.
And with that much money, are we going to be seeing a lot of improvements in the team? You say they're already that good, but for those of us who watch baseball or the fans, is there going to be a big change, you think, now that there's a new change in ownership?
Well, the biggest change is going to be a new television contract that'll be beginning in 2014, and the big question for everybody is whether that's going to be a new deal with News Corp's Fox, which has a cable channel out there which has broadcast the games for years, or whether the Dodgers are going to launch their own regional sports network, sort of along the lines of what the Yankees have with Yes or what the Red Sox have with Nesson. That is probably where the big payoff comes, and and that's what justifies a $2 billion investment.